Hello there and welcome. We're going to do a few quick videos on how to make your bathtub a little bit more cleaner, saleable. You're trying to sell a house and your bathtub is terrible. Maybe you're a realtor, maybe you're a homeowner, maybe you don't have money to reglaze your bathtub and it's ugly, it's not clean, it's impossible to sell because it actually needs to be reglazed or replaced. But you don't want to do it, can't do it, don't have the money to do it. And what are some do-it-yourself tips to actually do it? Hello, my name is Matthew, bathtubrenew.com. I professionally reglaze porcelain and bathtubs. Been doing it a long time, been doing coatings a very long time. What do you need to do to get your bathtub or your apartment building over that hump so that you can sell it, rent it, get it ready, and you don't have the financial means to actually professionally reglaze your bathtub? So we're going to help you here. So I got a lot of questions asked. How do I actually repair a portion of my tub that is damaged? So I'm going to give you some tips that are not going to be professional tips to how to do it, because you don't have access to professionals or professional products, but I'm going to tell you how to do it. Here's a coating right here. It's an old alkali enamel paint. This is called Trimclad. The same type of coating is also in the Beauty Tone line you can get from Home Hardware if you're living in Ontario, Canada. Home Hardware Beauty Tone line. It's rust paint. What is that? Is basically old alkali enamel, and that will get you over the hump. Also, if you don't have that, you've got access to Dulux. You can get, it's called PPG Fast Dry 35, which is a fast drying alkali enamel that will do the exact same thing. So we're going to go off on the Trimclad. So we're going to go through a few different steps. This is basically on to touch up a spot. You're not going to coat your whole tub with this. It's going to peel, okay? This is not designed for putting on top of porcelain, but it is going to get you over that hump that you're going to need to do something to the bathtub. Let's say this is going to be for a rust spot. So this is just basically 180 grit. You can use it either wet or dry on the tub surface. Now, the porcelain is hundreds of times harder than the sandpaper, okay? However, if you have a spot that is really worn with a chip, it is going to scuff that spot, clean that spot a little bit better than not doing anything. To actually sand porcelain, you don't sand it when you're going to coat it. You're going to use hydrofluoric etching paste. You don't have access to that, right? So here we're going to use some sandpaper on a little chip. Now, check this little chip out we got in this tub right here. That's nice. Here we go. See if you guys can see this here. Look at that, nice worn out drain right there. Tub's all scuffed up. Okay, it doesn't look very nice. So, what you're gonna do, a little bit of water on it. Okay, you don't have to use wet sandpaper for this. You can just use regular sandpaper. Okay, if you want to use wet sandpaper, you can get some maybe 280, 320 wet. Okay, that'll be enough. All right, so you'll be able to hear me really good. Sand off that rust a little bit. Now, here's another cool little tip. Let's say you got a tub bottom and it's very rough. Doesn't feel nice. It feels like sandpaper. Same technique. You take this, wet sand the bottom of the tub. Okay? Wet sand all those little spots off. Now, is this going to be a permanent solution? No, it's not. You're going to have to do this probably maybe once every week, once every 2 weeks, okay? Until you hit this. Then you're going to have it reglazed, okay? But are you going to be able to do this a bunch of times before you hit this deal? Yeah. The older the tub is, the thicker the porcelain. This is on a 100-year-old clawfoot tub. So, you know, the porcelain is really thick in spots, probably like, you know, 3/8 of an inch in probably this area right here. I've seen chips on tubs that were like, porcelain was super thick, you know. The porcelain wore really thin here. So,
We'll sand this off, show you how to touch it up. Is it going to be 100%? No, it's not. But it is, you know, if you want 100%, you call a professional reglazer that's been doing it a very long time, like I've been doing. But, you know, but let's say you're renting an apartment, you're an apartment owner, and you don't have any money, and you got to rent your place out to get some cash flow. You know, let's show you some tricks here. Blue paper towel, shop towel, $2–3 Canadian Tire. All this stuff I'm going to talk about is all related to everything that's in Canada. Okay, we're not going to talk about anything in the US, but you got hardware stores over there too. Dry it really good. Remember, when you're coating a tub, okay, moisture is your enemy. Now, when I'm reglazing a tub, I'll put some paper towel over here, tape that on there. Okay, see that little boop that came right out of there? Oh yeah, faucets love to do that. Okay, see that? Look at that. That's just sitting in there. Okay, get all that out. Now, what your first thing you're going to notice is where you sand it is going to be substantially smoother, which means it's going to clean easier. It's not a permanent solution, but it's going to get you out of the jam of maybe renting the apartment or maybe selling your house. You can't reglaze your tub. That's fine. Okay. But this isn't a permanent solution. This is a temporary solution. So we're going to work on the basis that you need a temporary solution, because a permanent solution would be called professional refinisher and reglaze your tub. So let's get the coating. Angle the camera down a little bit here. You don't have to get a paintbrush. Actually, it works better if you don't use a paintbrush. You can do this if it's a big spot like this. Take your paper towel, give it a little tear. Okay, make sure your coating is shooken up. This is old alkali enamel, so it's not gonna. It separates. The oil separates, and it's basically an oil. It's a very unrefined oil-based coating. Okay, dip it in there. And just put it on there. Now remember, we sanded it. This works actually really good for small chips. You get a small chip, this will work excellent. If you can get a vacuum cleaner and put the vacuum cleaner in reverse, like shop vac, and blow out all the moisture, that would be better. I'm going to try to take a risk here and just do it real quick and let it dry. Now, you won't be able to use this till the next day. Okay? However, if you can get it so that it doesn't, you don't have any moisture on it for the next day, this should last you a while. Is it going to last as long as if you got it reglazed? No, it's not. This is not a permanent solution, and we're not talking about a permanent solution here. We're talking about a solution to get you over the 2–3 month hurdle till maybe you're in a better position. Now, this is a slow drying product, so it doesn't dry real that fast on you. So if you get a little bit on the drain coupler like I did. Okay, now we got some of the drain coupler. A little paper towel here. Wherever you get this, if you want to get it off really good, you got to use lacquer thinner. Now, if you got it really dry with no moisture, okay, and this cures, this will last you a couple of months. Then you'll have to do it again. Is it cheaper than calling a reglazer? Absolutely. Does it look as nice? No, it doesn't. Is it going to make an apartment maybe rentable? Maybe help sell your house? Maybe you got a big chip, a little chip here, it's driving you crazy? I'll shoot another video on how to do a chip touch-up really good on a different style of steel porcelain tub, okay? Now, if you're going to do another coat of this stuff, what you need to do is you need to sand it. You can wet sand it the next day. If you want to do a little bit of a better repair on, let's say, your own tub and you got some time, like this right here, We already look 50 times better than it. Here, let's get a really good shot. I'm not trying to hide nothing here, okay? Does this look 100%? No, it doesn't. But does it look better than having a big rust spot when you come in the bathroom when you first saw it? Of course it does. You know, and this might be the difference of renting the place out to somebody. If you've got the money, call a professional reglazer. If you're in the Windsor area or Essex, Kent County, Chatham, Kent, you can call 226-788-7555 and I can explain this further to you, or I give you a quote over the phone on how much it would cost. There's only 3 different packages. Somebody who's reglazing bathtubs should not have to come and take a look at the tub. They don't have to. Once you've done 500 tubs, you've seen almost every possible situation unless it's like a fiberglass puncture or something like that. Then you might want to go and see it. All right, just a quick wipe here. There you go. And you'll get maybe 3-4 months out of that, and you have to do it again. If you're trying to rent an apartment, gets you out of your jam. Come back in, retouch it up. Do you get enough cash flow? Call in a professional reglazer, have them take care of it. All right, there you go. That's how you touch up a rust spot or a chip porcelain coated steel tub. And it took me a couple of, maybe 10 minutes. And like literally $15 worth of product. All right, there you go.